J-Lo is a delusional chaos demon. At this point, I don't even believe she's from New York anymore, because what block are you from, J-Lo?
Okay, guys, I've got a serious question for you. Do you think that it's time that Jennifer Lopez stops using the Bronx as a personality trait?
Like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block. A crazy little girl who used to be wild and no limits, all dreams and
We all know the internet is blowing up with J-Lo talk because of the new movie that she put out, This Is Me Now, plus a tour with tickets so expensive they've had to cancel shows.
Tickets they have is $79.95 for the J-Lo fan club pre-sale, okay? And that's for section 200, all the way up there. Now, I wanted to check here from F2. This is F2, $1,495 to go see Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer, aren't you Jenny from the block?
Is the girl that grew up with humble beginnings no longer relatable?
yeah, I used to live and my room was upstairs right there. Jennifer Lopez.
Who's Jennifer Lopez?
Me. I used to live here.
I think she's actually delusional into thinking that people still actually care about her as an artist. For years, the only thing people have cared about is her love life. When you see her on gossip sites, in magazines, it's always about who she's dating now. And yes, people who remember her and Ben together years ago were super excited for them to get back together now, but really what it is that people are now counting down the days till they divorce.
I don't think he's very comfortable with me doing all of this. But he loves me, he knows I'm an artist, and he's gonna support me in every way he can.
And now, not only is she not relatable,
Jen asked me to meet her by the pool, right? Okay, here's me. Here's me, normal. Look at this one. Head wrap, jewelry. Can you be ugly once? Just be normal once. Do I have to?
So now she has a failed movie.
I just finished J-Lo's new movie. Where do I begin? If you're curious about the plot, so am I. And I just watched it. It's some mythological story where she chases a magical hummingbird. Like Pan's Labyrinth meets a J-Lo music video. It's a movie no one asked for.
A failed record, extremely disappointing ticket sales. She seems to also be a horrible person. There are now several people on TikTok coming out and discussing their alleged horrible experiences with her.
And Susan just happened to mention that she had a new assistant, to which J-Lo responded, "Oh, I'm looking for a new assistant myself. Out of curiosity, what do you pay your assistant?" Susan said, "I started her at $90K. To which J-Lo responded, "You are absolutely crazy. The max those people should get paid is $55. I pay my current assistant $50. Let me make sure you heard me. She paid her current assistant $50 and thought those people should not get paid more than $55.
Miss Lopez comes into the restaurant. At this point, she was probably the most famous person that I was ever going to wait on besides Dustin Hoffman. I walked up to Dustin's table and I was like, Dusty! And he loved it. He ate it up. He thought I was a sweetheart. So Miss I'm Just Jenny from the block had sat in my section in a booth similar to this, right? She's got maybe 4 or 5 people with her. There's enough room for them. When I walk up to the table, she looks up at me and says the words, "Somebody else." Me wanting to cover up for that, I'm like, "I'm sorry, is this booth not appropriate?" And she said, "No, we want a new waiter."
He told me that she was just absolutely horrible to him. She was so rude. Not once you're with them for many hours, and not once did she look him in the eye. She always just kind of had her, just head up in the air and bad attitude. So when you order your private guide, it's usually before the day it's happening. And they ask you, do you want to have reservations at any restaurants or shows or whatever, just to make sure everything's lined up for you. So I guess she didn't do that. And I think the day of, she told them that, we want to have lunch at this particular restaurant. And I believe it was a character experience or something like that. So it's one that usually books out a month in advance or something. And because it's J-Lo, no peasants could be in her presence while she's dining. So they not only had to cancel everyone's reservations, for a several hour block for her.
I've always been neutral when it comes to Jennifer Lopez. I've liked a couple of her songs. She's had some cute movies. She definitely can dance. And the woman is absolutely gorgeous. There's no denying that. I think it's just time that she realizes that she's no longer that girl from the Bronx. Holding on to that title so desperately, unfortunately, is turning into a punchline.
Like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx.
Taking my hair out like this reminds me like when I was 16 living in the Bronx, running up and down the block. Crazy little girl.
Okay, and that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have the most wonderful day. And if you love internet fluff as much as I do, please subscribe.